Good morning, folks. It's about 11:30 Eastern Time. Just wanted to start up our monthly Salesforce Tips webinar. This is actually a Google Hangout. We use Google to do these. These are live, but they're, as you can see on my screen, there's kind of a 5 to 10 second delay if you're watching on YouTube. If you are actually watching this on YouTube and you want to use the question and answer session, I do get those Q&As. That works just fine. But these are also posted up online at a later date for us to get, or they're posted up actually at the end of today. They become public. You can see them on our YouTube channel. Away we go. It's all set. But this is a monthly tips webinar for Salesforce. We also do, or I personally do, another one that's what's new with Salesforce. We do that the third Wednesday of every month. This tips one is meant more for it references our newsletter from last month. What it does is we have a newsletter that comes out every month. It mentions some tips and tricks for Salesforce, Goldmine, Crystal Reports, CRM, and these are part of the tips series that we're doing. So without further ado, just wanted to kind of blow into this, start showing the different tips that we went over last month. Okay, so first things first, what I did want to kind of go over, because one of them is, two of them are related to each other, okay, and it's called the new partner object. I'm going to go over the partner object a little bit, and I'm also going to show over the duplicate management, okay, the duplicate detection. So the duplicate detection is a new item that if I open up my Salesforce here, you can go into, it's under the data.com area of where things are, right? Data.com administration, and there's a new duplicate of management is what it is. And this came out a few months ago. What you actually have, I can go here and say getting started. I can look at my matching rules, my duplicate rules. And what you end up doing is just looking at, here's for instance, duplicate checking for first name and exact match with the last name, things like that. And what this is supposed to do, and the way that I've kind of created this, I've had to mess around with a little bit, and I do want you to understand that there's a little bit that we have to do to kind of finagle things. But what I've got here is let me go back. I've got a list here that what I've tried to do, I'm going to create a new one actually. Let's just do a new rule. And it's going to be on, let's go to lead. Okay. And this is going to be lead email check. What I do, let's go here and I say action on create, action on edit. If I want to do that, I would alert or report it, right? This is the pop-up that you get when you're doing it. You can change this. I could say check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? If I want to do that, right? And then it would be compare leads with leads, okay? I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to say compare leads with contacts, okay? And it would be a new one that's a matching rule. It would be based on email address, right? Where I would say email is exact and say save. That's it. Okay. So if I edit this guy here where I was, let's go back out to my rules. Look at my lead email check. That's my guy there. He's not active yet, but if I look at this, see that's the matching rule, sorry. I always get really messed up in this one. Here it's not mapped, so it's email, okay. There's my lead rule there, that's fine, right? I can activate it, right? So it's saying here you have to do this and you have to get rid of it. So it's got something here that I have to kind of look at. I got to edit this and change it out. There it is. There's my lead email matching rule, right? Contact email is an exact. Field mapping is the lead, and there it is. There's my thing, and then I can add the rule. Sorry, let's remove it. And then I can save it. Now it should be all set. So I kind of went kind of a little bit backwards on that. Now, if it's yelling at me, saying what's going on here, I have to activate this rule. Okay? And then I can go back to my list of rules, and there it is. Now I can activate this one. It's not there yet, but now I can activate it. Okay. Now, what I've done essentially is this. What it should have done is if I go look at a contact, and I'm going to do alex@yourdmd.com. That's just my son. He's in here somewhere, I think. Now let's do this instead. Let's look at me. Okay, there it is. He's under Alex Babka. That's fine. If I do a new lead, and I do a new lead here, and I put in Joe Jones, and I put in an email of Corey at, right? And if I say save it, it should yell at me once things are activated. Now, it did tell you, see there it is. It says possible duplicate record. And it says here's a list of records. And it says, because I've checked it against the contact, it's telling me that it is related to Alex Babka as a contact, which means that what we're doing is we're taking it a little step further beyond duplicate detection. We're not just doing duplicate detection across the object or for the object. What we're actually doing is duplicate detection across objects, and that's important. A lot of people want to know how to do that because they want to be able to say, if I have a lead here, I want to be able to go and say, I need to check all of my other contacts to make sure that that email address is not already in here. That's something that didn't exist for a while, and now it does, okay? And this is my note that I have. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself, all right? So possible duplicate record tells me what it is, and I can do ignore, save and new, or I can cancel out, and I can cancel out because I know he's already in the system, okay? And away we go. So that's a kind of a nice new item that's out there. I kind of show that one a little bit as well when I do the what's new with Salesforce, because it is a big deal, and it is something that I've actually started to implement at a couple different clients here and there, and they find it useful. Okay. Now, duplicate management, which objects are supported? It's accounts, contacts, leads, and all your custom objects. You can do it. Right. Opportunities, you're not allowed to do at this point. Standard objects, so like opportunities, cases. You cannot do duplicate detection at this point, okay? So, other one, moving forward, and this one is more of a, this is like a two-part tip that they're actually the same thing. It's just related to the partners. So I'm just going to discuss partners a little bit for the next 10 minutes or so. You know, thanks for joining again today. I'm just going to check to see if there's any Q&A. No Q&A just yet from my viewers, but I will leave that open if you need to ask me anything, any clarification on. Okay. Now, going a little bit further, if we start talking about the partners, there is something that is called, it was in here before, it's actually now in, you have to enable it. So if I do my setup and I go to partner, right, partner roles and partner settings, first things first, you have to enable partner relationship management, okay, which I don't have right now, so I'm going to turn that on and I'm going to save it, okay? Yes, all owner, wait, actually, hold on, I'm sorry. That's something different. Might be. Partner roles, my partner roles, there it is there. Yeah, because if I go to an account, I want to see my partners. There's my partners. So I've already enabled it. It is in the setup that you do have to enable it. You have to enable the partner roles. Let me go back to where I was, do my search again and show you. And the partner role is important because what it does is it allows you to add in like what are the partner roles and what's the reverse role. And we're going to talk about that in a second, because when you choose one, it puts the other in the other account. It's actually a very nice system. It is fairly new. It's something that other systems have already done for a while now. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus or anything, but like Goldmine did things with referral tabs, if you're familiar with that. Microsoft CRM calls them connections, but these partners are the same thing in Salesforce, and it does the same way. The only restriction, or the only part that I'm kind of a little bit disappointed by, is that we can't customize a lot in it right now. What we can do is customize the roles and what they are with the the role pick list values and what those roles can be and what the reverse role and the partner role, but you can't do anything else, and you're going to see what that means. So if I go to my accounts area, and I'm just going to go look up, actually I'm going to look up Aspire. Okay, Aspire Technologies is the maker of QuoteWorks. Okay, it's a great quoting product. We use it for Microsoft CRM. We use it for Goldmine. I know they also do Sugar, and I think they do Zoho as well. So there's an integration. They build a really nice product. So this is the different things. I have a contact here with Brandon. I use my sales support, whatever it is. But I've got a partner here. Okay. Now what I can do is I can sit here and say, you know what? I'm going to go here and say new. And the partner is going to be someone that uses QuoteWorks. So I'm going to look up Precision. It's a client of ours that uses this. And their role is they are a, see, I would have client is what I should have in here, right? Because if I choose vendor, which I could do, or the distributor, I could do that. And they're the developer, but they're not, okay? So we're going to go back and we're going to do a new role, okay? The partner roles again. And I've got advertiser, vendor. We're going to do a new one. And we're going to say the new partner role is going to be client. Okay? And I might mess this up with the order and the way it's going to be done. But I'm going to say, software user. I'm going to say software reseller. Actually, let's just call it user, vendor, reseller. Okay? I'm going to say save. I'm going to have to monkey with it a little bit to figure out what we want, because I'm going to go to Aspire, because I might have this reversed. If I do, forgive me. It's not, if you know me well, it's not the first time that I've kind of flubbed around with this stuff. So I'm going to say new, and I'm going to look up here. I'm going to say Precision. We'll look them up again. Precision Air Convey. And their role is going to be that they are a user. I'm going to save it. Okay. Now I can also do this. I'm going to add a new one as well. And I can do this multiples. I can add up to 5, right? So I'm also going to do SB Industries. They're one that uses it. And trying to think off the top of my head who else uses QuoteWorks that I know of. They're all escaping me right now. Not sure why. Let's just make up a couple. And I'm going to say user for each one of these. And I save it. Okay. So when I'm looking at Aspire Technologies, I can look at this and I say, oh, there's my partners. Oh, these are the 3 users that they have. Okay. Now I can also go and I could do the same thing. I could go look at SP Industries or Precision Air Convey. And now I could see in their partner side, they have 1. They have Aspire as a partner of theirs that's a vendor reseller for them. So it's kind of a relationship. It's a back and forth relationship, and this is where the reverse role comes into play. So it looks like I did it correctly. Aspire is a company that works with them as a vendor reseller. And I could add more. In here I could do a new one. And for Precision Air, I could do this, connect this, which is theirs. Actually, let me see if I have anything for them. Nope, I don't. So, but their host, I could do this and say, well, their reseller is that. And you get that back and forth going on between them. Okay. Now, the other thing you notice that I've also got opportunity in here, right? And that is in the layout. That's actually tip part 2, which is how do I do things and make it that I can see the actual piece, or how do I figure out what the columns are that I can see in the object. Now, unfortunately, I can't change anything here. When I do this here, this is the most I got. I do not have a date that it was created. I don't have anything like that. There's no comments. There's no nothing. I'm very restricted in what I can choose here because it's not really an object inside. It's more of a many-to-many relationship inside of Salesforce. So it's a little bit different, right? But I can change this, and I can say edit the layout here, and I can go and make sure that partner is in my related lists, right? I'd scroll down a little bit and see where it is. And here are my partners. And I can change this, and I can put things that I want in there, okay? So I could do this and say I want to see maybe the product that they have. I can't do it on the form, but what it is this is a view. It gives me the ability to see the partner, maybe the opportunity. And what the opportunity is, that's actually a custom field that I built. But I might say rating, or maybe I could say city, right? I'm going to actually put the account city up here, billing city. Okay. I'm going to put, you know, like what the account type is. You know, I got last activity. I can do things like that. All these different pieces here that I can do. And I could say, okay. And then if I save that, now what I've done is I've seen a lot more visibility into where we are. So Aspire, I have nothing with them. Okay, but let's go back to Aspire, and you can see there what I do have. And this is what's important. If I do this now, I can see that they're a user, they use Goldmine, they are in this city, and the last activity that I did with that account was this. Right, so you can build this view out to show a lot more, and I can click this and show it down below what we're looking at. But I'm very restricted in what I can do on this form here. There's nothing that I can really do. And keep in mind that all these columns that are visible, these are just columns on the account. Okay, so we're talking about account to account. Now, if I do a new partner and I do this, I can only choose other accounts. Okay. Now I'm going to go to a contact. I'm going to see if I have it. See, and I don't have partners here either, right? And that's what it is. Right now, the account, the partner role or the partner object is account to account only. It works nicely. It is limited, I still think. If you do a Google search on like many-to-many relationships in Salesforce, you're going to find that that's where it is actually kind of limited right now. That people say, well, you could use the partner model to kind of display that. And that's what this does. And it works. It's fine from the account to account. But if you need to relate contacts to other accounts or vice versa, and you know, then it's a little bit different, and you're not going to be using it for this. Okay. So again, our 3 tips were, you know, how to use the account partner role, or how to use the partner entity, that partner object, right? How to customize the partner object a little bit. And then, as I said in the beginning, going over a little bit with the duplicate detection. These are just, you know, quick tips. We have them on our blog. You know, not fairly skimpy on the Salesforce tips as of late. I apologize for that. But we're building on that. We're trying to get better at it, right? But I would say the duplicate detection, I go into that a lot on my monthly, what's new. And then the other one that I go into, just because you're listening, if you are, there's something new that's called the new note, right? And that's also what's new inside of Salesforce. And I go over this a lot too when I do the what's new. It's very different from the old notes where I can actually do this now, or we can do, you know, the title was always there and say showing markup of notes. But now I can go into here and say testing and do this, this, and this, and we can actually put in like bullet points here. You know, we can make this, you know, italics and bold. So there's a lot of different stuff that we can do here, and we can even share them. But if I save that out, now it's a different note that's actually in the system. It shows it right there. Okay, it shows it in the same area as your old notes, but it's just now when you go here, it looks like this. Right, so just your little added tip of the day. Wasn't on last month's blog, but it's just something we can add in and talk about. So that's about it for me on my side. I do thank you for joining us. Like I said, I do these the last month, the last Tuesday of every month when I can. They reference the tips from the previous month's newsletter. Okay, that newsletter should be coming out in the next week for next month's webinar. So what it would be, it would be what the tips are for October, early October. We're going to talk about them late October, right? And then, like I said, if you go to our events page for the Marks Group, you can see we've got our Goldmine tips, Salesforce tips. We've also got other things here like our what's new with Zoho, what's new with Salesforce. This is the other one that I do. The next one would be October 21st if you want to sign up for that. It would be a Google Hangout, just like this one's going to be. So if you want to contact me afterward or during the communication, during the conversation, you can provide your Google Gmail account, and I can invite you, and you can be part of the conversation, the live conversation. Okay, and that's it now. All right, thank you, folks. Have a great day, and thanks for joining us. Bye-bye now.